Jack stood at the edge of the observation deck. The glass wall before him showed the endless black of space. Alien ships of many shapes and sizes drifted and moved around the huge station. Some were long and thin, some were wide and flat. All of them glowed with strange colors. Jack felt small as he watched them. This was the largest council gathering in history. Humans were invited, but he knew many aliens looked at them with doubt. Lisa stood beside him, calm and collected. She held a datapad and flipped through it quietly. She had prepared for weeks. She had speeches, numbers, images, and plans, all of it to show that humans were not a threat. Jack could see her lips moving slightly as she reviewed her speech in her mind. "We can do this," she said softly. "We have to." Jack nodded. He tried to feel confident. But a knot of fear and anger sat in his stomach. Humans had changed fast in the last 100 years. They learned, they explored, they created. Many aliens were afraid of this. The council would judge them today. The council chamber was enormous. The walls shimmered like water, and the seats went up in layers, holding thousands of alien delegates. Varun, the speaker of the council, floated to the center. His skin was a deep green, and his eyes glowed faintly. He raised his arms. Silence fell. "Humans are dangerous," Varun said. His voice echoed like thunder. "They are fast learners, aggressive and unpredictable. Their technology spreads quickly. We cannot risk giving them access to our systems. We cannot trust them." Jack felt his jaw tighten. He looked at the images Varun showed. There were pictures of human weapons. Humans fighting wars, humans expanding rapidly into space. The aliens murmured in fear. Some nodded, some whispered to each other. Lisa stepped forward. Her voice was calm but strong. "Yes, humans are fast learners," she said. "We are explorers. We are curious. We have made mistakes, as all young civilizations do. But we have also helped others. We bring aid, not only to our people, but to others in need. We have traded fairly, given technology to help medical and communication systems, and helped worlds recover from disasters." She brought up images of humans helping alien colonies recover after storms and earthquakes. She showed videos of humans giving food and medicine to planets no one else would help. Some delegates looked surprised. They whispered to each other. A few aliens looked at the images and nodded slowly. Varun's eyes narrowed. He had expected humans to beg, to make excuses. Instead, they showed courage and honesty. He whispered something to a smaller alien next to him. The whisper seemed urgent, tense. Jack watched the council. Some delegates seemed moved by Lisa's words, but the majority looked afraid. Fear was stronger than reason. Jack felt a surge of anger. He wanted to shout at them, tell them they were blind. Lisa touched his arm and shook her head slightly. She reminded him that calm words worked better here. Behind closed doors, Varun spoke to other council leaders. He wanted a strong vote against Earth. "We cannot risk them," he said. "If we allow humans to grow and learn, they will dominate. They cannot be controlled." Salora, a council scientist, spoke softly. "Humans learn fast, yes," she said. "But they can also cooperate. They are not all violent. They are adaptable. They can be trusted if we guide them, not fear them." Varun shook his head. "It is too late for trust. Fear is the only choice." The vote began. One by one, delegates raised their hands or signaled their choice. Some tried to abstain. Others voted reluctantly. Fear won. Earth would be banned. Varun stood again in the main chamber. His green skin gleamed under the lights. He read the decision aloud. "The council has voted. The human world is banned. No trade, no communication, no travel. Any world aiding humans will also face punishment. The humans are to be treated as outsiders." Jack's heart sank. He wanted to speak, to argue, to show that humans could do more than they feared. But it was useless. The council guards moved toward him and Lisa. They were treated like criminals. Jack felt his hands clench. He did not bow. He did not apologize. He only looked at the stars beyond the glass. On the way back to their ship, Jack whispered, "They think they can stop us." Lisa did not answer. She just held her datapad tighter. She knew this was only the beginning. When they returned to Earth, the leaders were gathered in the main command hall. The room was dim, the lights soft. The broadcast of the council's decision played on a giant screen. Millions of humans were watching. Fear and confusion filled the hall. Carol, a fleet commander, spoke firmly. "We can be afraid, or we can act. We will not beg the council. We will not bow down. If the council thinks banning us will stop us, they are wrong." Jack listened. His anger turned into a spark of hope. He looked around at Earth's leaders. They were tired but determined. Lisa stepped forward. "If the council shuts us out," she said, "then we will build our own network. Not a small alliance, but something greater. A new empire of worlds that choose freedom, worlds that want to help each other, not control each other. We can create our own path." Jack smiled. The idea excited him. Humans had been pushed out. They had been feared. Now, they had a chance to show what they could truly become. That night, Jack went to the observation deck again. He watched the blue planet below, spinning slowly in space. He thought about the council, about their fear, and about the humans waiting for hope. He whispered a vow to himself. "If they ban us," he said quietly, "we will open new doors. If they fear us, we will show them what courage truly is. Earth will rise." Lisa joined him, her face calm, her eyes shining. "We start small," she said. "One world at a time, one friend at a time. We cannot rush, but we will not fail." Jack nodded. He felt a warmth of determination. Humans had survived wars, disasters, and famine. They had reached the stars despite every obstacle. Now, banned by the council, they had no choice but to create their own destiny. For the first time, Jack felt something stronger than fear. He felt hope. He felt pride. He felt the fire of humanity rising. The observation deck was quiet. Outside, the stars moved slowly. Earth shone blue and green, fragile and beautiful. Jack knew it would be a long fight. The council would not let them go easily. But he also knew one truth. Humans never gave up. Never. Lisa turned to him and smiled faintly. "The Empire begins with a single promise," she said, "and we are ready to keep ours." Jack nodded. He looked at the stars again. He thought of all the worlds that might one day stand with Earth. He thought of the fleets they would build, the alliances they would forge, and the courage they would show. The Council had tried to stop them. The Council had tried to scare them. But humans were not afraid. Humans would rise, and one day the stars would know their name. And so, on that quiet night above Earth, as the planet turned beneath them, Jack and Lisa made a silent promise to the future. They would not ask for permission. They would not bow. They would create a new path, a new order, a new hope. The day Earth was banned had ended. A new chapter for humanity had just begun. Time passed quickly on Earth. The Council's ban weighed heavily on everyone. Trade with alien worlds stopped. New technology was hard to get. Resources were limited. People felt fear, confusion, and anger. Many wanted to fight immediately. Others wanted to crawl back to the Council and beg for mercy. Jack watched it all, feeling restless. He knew humans could not ask for mercy. Humans had never done well when someone else set the rules. Carol, the commander of Earth's fleet, worked tirelessly. She trained the human ships, keeping them ready. She knew danger could come at any moment. She told the fleet officers, "We are small now. We are weak compared to the Council. But we can be fast, clever, and brave. If we work together, we can survive." Her words were strong, and people listened. Nina, the engineer, worked in secret shipyards on the dark side of the moon. Her team built new ships for humans. They did not have council technology, but they had creativity. Every ship was different, with engines that could be repaired easily, weapons that were simple but effective, and designs that allowed humans to move fast and dodge attacks. She smiled as she worked, thinking about how humans could make the most of what they had. Lisa and Jack were ready to take the next step. They planned to travel to independent worlds outside council control. Many small colonies lived alone, afraid of council rules and pirates. Some had given up hope of protection. Lisa believed these worlds could be friends if humans showed them courage. Jack believed humans could inspire them. Together, they hoped to create the first human-led network of allies. Their small cruiser left Earth quietly. Jack piloted the ship through space lanes that the Council rarely used. Lisa checked communications and schedules. The trip was long, but they reached a dusty trade moon. It was home to Karen, a clever alien merchant captain. He did not care about politics. He cared about profit and safety. Lisa stepped forward and spoke to Karen. "We want to protect your trade," she said. "We want to help you, and in return we ask for safe trade routes and cooperation." Karen studied them closely. He had sharp eyes and long, thin fingers. "Humans," he said. "You think you can protect me? Your fleets are small. Your technology is old. Why should I trust you?" Jack spoke next. "We may be small, but we are fast and smart. We have nothing to lose and everything to prove. If we protect your trade and your people, we gain allies. You gain safety. Together, we can grow." Karen paused, thinking. Humans were different from other species he had met. He liked courage. He liked honesty. "Very well," he said. "I will make a deal. I will give you the routes and some information about pirate activity. In return, you promise protection. If you fail, I will not forgive you." The first test came quickly. Pirates attacked one of Karen's ships. They were fast, armed, and dangerous. Jack and Eric, a young human pilot who loved risk, flew out with a small squadron to help. Eric was eager and reckless, weaving between enemy ships. Jack guided him, keeping him alive while attacking pirates. Nina's ships supported the fighters. Their weapons were not the strongest, but they were clever. They used unusual engine patterns and flexible shields. The pirates were surprised. Humans were not just fighting. They were predicting moves, coordinating, and protecting the cargo. After the battle, human medical teams treated the wounded on both sides. Pirates who had attacked were not ignored. Humans saved their lives. Karen and his crew were amazed. They had expected humans to be harsh and brutal. Instead, humans were strong but fair. Lisa explained to Karen, "Strength is not only in weapons, it is also in choices. We can win, but we can also show mercy. That is how we build trust." While humans worked, Salora, the council scientist who secretly admired humans, watched from afar. She learned about their movements and progress. She sent a secret message to Jack, warning him that the council was watching. She also said that humans were capable of more than anyone realized. Jack received the message quietly and smiled. Having a friend in the council was a small comfort. After the battle, more worlds began to pay attention. A small mining colony, tired of council demands, agreed to sign the first Earth Compact. Lisa explained the rules: shared protection, open trade, no slavery, no forced tribute. Humans would guard them. In return, they would support the human network. The mining world's people felt hope for the first time in decades. Humans stood in orbit, ready to protect them. Jack and Lisa returned to their ship. In the map room, they looked at the star chart. Small lights marked worlds that had agreed to human protection. The chart was still mostly empty, but it was a start. Jack smiled. "Empires do not start with planets," he said. they start with promises kept. Back on Earth, Carol continued training the fleet. She made sure pilots like Eric learned discipline and teamwork. She taught humans to fight with courage, but also with planning and strategy. Every drill, every simulation was a step toward building a real empire. Nina continued designing ships. She created hybrid engines and flexible shields. She trained crews on how to repair and adapt their ships quickly. Humans were not as strong as Council ships, but they could outsmart them and survive where others could not. The news of human victories and alliances spread quietly through alien networks. Many aliens were surprised. They had expected humans to fail quickly. Instead, humans were organizing, learning, and inspiring hope. In orbit above a mining world, Jack stood on the deck of a new human cruiser. He looked at the stars, thinking of the worlds that might join. He thought of the Council, of Varun, and of those who had tried to stop them. Humans had been banned, feared, and underestimated. Now they were building something new. Lisa joined him. "We are small, but we are growing," she said. "One world at a time. One friend at a time." Jack nodded. He thought about the first battle with pirates, the first compact signed, and the first fleet drills. Humans were showing the galaxy that they could act not just for themselves, but for others. They were showing that courage and fairness could be a new kind of strength. As they watched the stars, Nina's voice came over the comms. "We have new ship designs ready. If we continue at this pace, we can reach systems that the Council never watches. We can expand faster than anyone expects." Eric joined in from the fighter bay. "I am ready to lead a squad. We will show them humans are not afraid." Jack smiled and nodded. "Good. We need every hand and every mind. The Council tried to stop us. Now we show them we are unstoppable." Lisa looked at Jack, her eyes serious. "Remember, strength is not just fighting. It is also keeping promises and helping those in need. If we do that, the galaxy will see humans as more than just aggressive survivors." Jack looked out at the stars again. The lights of distant systems glimmered faintly. He imagined ships moving between them, humans and allies working together. He imagined worlds signing the Earth Compact, one by one. He imagined a network of free worlds that did not bow to the Council. "We are not just surviving," he said quietly. "We are building a future." Lisa smiled faintly. "A future worth fighting for." Jack turned to the observation window. The stars seemed brighter tonight. He thought of Earth, small and fragile below them, and of the potential it held. Humans had been pushed out of the Council. They had been banned and ignored. Now they were creating their own path, step by step. The first lights on the star map were small, but they shone steadily. They represented hope, courage, and determination. They represented humans and their allies standing together. Jack knew the path would be long and difficult. The Council would try to stop them. Pirates, warlords, and fear would test them, but humans would not fail. They had survived worse. They had always adapted. They had always fought. And now they had a vision, a network of free worlds, bound not by fear or control, but by trust, courage, and shared purpose. Jack put his hand on the railing. He made a silent promise to every human, every ally, and every world they would protect. "We will not fail," he whispered. "We will rise." Lisa stood beside him. "And we will grow," she said. "One world at a time, one promise at a time." And so, the first steps of the new human empire began. Small, cautious, but filled with determination. Humans had been banned from the Council. Now, they were making their own empire, not with fear, but with courage, cleverness, and trust. The stars waited. The future was uncertain, but Jack, Lisa, Nina, Carol, and Eric knew one thing for sure. Humans would not be ignored. They would not be stopped. And one day, the galaxy would see that humans could rise higher than anyone imagined. The Council watched the news of human activity closely. Reports of humans protecting trade routes, saving colonies, and signing new allies reached their chambers. Varun, the Council speaker, was furious. He had expected humans to fall apart after the ban. Instead, humans were growing stronger and gaining support from other worlds. "This cannot continue," Varun said, pacing in his chamber. "They are proving that they can act without us. They are building their own power. If we do not stop them now, they may challenge the Council directly." Many Council delegates whispered among themselves. Some were afraid to speak. Others were curious. Humans were clever and fast. Some even wondered if humans could be useful allies if treated carefully. But fear was stronger than curiosity, and Varun pushed for action. The Council ordered blockades near several human-allied worlds. Massive ships appeared in orbit, intimidating the colonies. Holographic warnings were sent. "Cease all contact with humans," the Council message said. "Any violation will be punished. Humans are outsiders. Their aid is forbidden." Some worlds wavered. The blockades scared them. They thought of the Council's fleets and feared punishment. A few considered leaving the human network. Jack and Lisa were prepared. They had anticipated Council reaction. Carol called the fleet together. "We will protect our allies," she said firmly. "The Council thinks they can scare us. They are wrong. We act with courage, and we act together." Nina worked day and night in shipyards, upgrading ships for speed and defense. She created unusual engine patterns that confused sensors. She designed shields that could adapt to different weapons. "We may be smaller," she said to her team, "but we can survive if we are clever." Eric trained new pilots. He taught them how to fly fast, dodge attacks, and work as a team. At first, mistakes were common. Ships collided, weapons misfired, and navigation errors happened. But humans learned quickly. They adapted faster than anyone expected. The first major test came when a convoy of human ships tried to reach a distant Allied colony. Council scouts detected them and warned them to stop. The convoy carried food, medicine, and supplies. The colony had been cut off for months and needed help. Jack opened a channel to the Council ships. "We are in free space," he said. "We are delivering aid. We will not fight unless attacked. We do not threaten the Council, but we cannot abandon those in need." For a moment, there was silence. The Council captain hesitated. The Council code did not clearly allow attacking humanitarian aid. Jack used the delay. The convoy moved through a dense asteroid field, using the rocks as cover. Human pilots guided cargo ships safely through, dodging dangers and keeping the convoy intact. After the convoy reached the colony, Lisa recorded the entire operation. She showed how humans protected civilians even when Council forces blocked their path. She shared the footage secretly across alien networks. Millions of aliens saw it. Humans were no longer seen as reckless aggressors. They were clever, brave, and compassionate. But danger was far from over. Tarek, a ruthless alien warlord, entered the story. The Council hired him to attack human allies without using official Council ships. His fleet was small but heavily armed. He did not care about Council rules or diplomacy. His only goal was destruction and fear. Tarek's first attack came on a small colony under the Earth Compact. He bombed defensive towers and demanded surrender. Panic spread. Civilians ran for cover. Buildings burned. The colony's small defense force could not fight back. Jack and Carol organized the human fleet to respond. The fleet moved quickly, guided by Nina's clever designs. Human ships were fewer and older than Tarek's fleet, but they were faster and smarter. Pilots like Eric led attack groups, weaving between enemy fire. Nina suggested a risky plan. She could overload some engines on a few ships to create temporary blind spots in Tarek's sensors. It might work for only a short time. If it failed, human ships could be destroyed. Jack weighed the risk. Humans had no choice but to try. He gave the order. The plan worked. The temporary blind spots confused Tarek's fleet. Human fighters swooped in, striking critical points. Cargo ships moved safely away from danger. Eric performed daring maneuvers, dodging enemy fire and guiding others. He learned quickly, trusting Jack's guidance. After the battle, humans helped the colony recover. Medical teams treated wounded aliens, even some from Tarek's side. This surprised Karen, the merchant captain, who had been watching. "Humans fight well," he said, "and they still help the enemy. I have never seen such honor." The victory came at a cost. Several human ships were lost, and some crew members were injured or killed. Jack read the names of fallen pilots and engineers. He felt the weight of every life. He promised to honor them by protecting others and continuing the mission. News of the battle spread quietly. Aliens in nearby systems heard of humans saving colonies, fighting bravely, and keeping their word. Some were inspired. Some began contacting humans secretly, asking for protection or to join the compact. Humans were no longer just survivors. They were a force that could not be ignored. Salora continued to watch from the council. She sent more messages to Jack, warning of council movements and sharing secret knowledge. She believed humans could change the galaxy. Her help was small but valuable. Jack trusted her and used the information wisely. After the battle, the fleet regrouped. They repaired damaged ships, treated the wounded, and planned the next moves. Jack gathered his team. "The council thinks fear will stop us," he said. "Tarek thinks violence will stop us. We have shown them that courage, skill, and fairness are stronger than fear. We will continue." Lisa reminded everyone, "We cannot rush. We cannot make mistakes. Each world we protect, each promise we keep, is another step toward the empire we are building. If we act wisely, we grow stronger with every day." Eric spoke, excited and proud. "We survived against Tarek's fleet. We can do more. We will do more. Humans are not afraid." Nina added, "Every ship we build, every pilot we train, makes us stronger. The council cannot stop creativity. It cannot stop courage. It cannot stop humans when we work together." Jack looked at the stars. He thought of Earth below, small and fragile, yet full of life. He thought of all the colonies that now relied on humans for protection. He thought of the battles to come and the council watching from afar. "This is only the beginning," he said quietly. "We fight, we protect, and we grow. The council may try to destroy us, but they cannot destroy what humans build together." Lisa smiled faintly. "One step at a time, Jack. One world at a time. The empire is growing, even if they do not see it yet." Jack nodded. He knew she was right. The empire of free worlds would not rise overnight. It would take time, courage, and trust. But humans were patient. Humans were clever. Humans would not give up. The battle against Tarek was over, but the war for the human network had just begun. The council would try again, and Tarek would return. Humans would face more danger, more fear, and more obstacles. But each challenge made them stronger, smarter, and more united. Jack turned to his team. Carol, Lisa, Eric, and Nina stood with him. They were tired, injured, and worried, but they were ready. Together, they had survived the first test. Together, they would continue. The stars above were bright and endless. Jack thought of every world that could join the human compact, every pilot they could train, every alliance they could form. He knew the future was uncertain. He knew battles would be hard. But he also knew one truth: humans would rise, and they would not be stopped. And so, as human ships repaired and prepared for the next mission, the first major challenge was behind them. The council had struck, Tarek had attacked, and humans had survived. Their network was growing. Their reputation was spreading. Their empire of free worlds was beginning to take shape. Jack looked at the stars again, thinking of the next steps. Lisa joined him quietly. "The Council may try to destroy us," she said softly, "but they cannot destroy the hope we have created." Jack smiled. "We fight, we protect, and we grow. Every day, every world, every life we save makes us stronger. Humans will not bow, humans will rise." And in the silence of space, above the stars, the human network continued to grow. One small step, one brave act, one promise kept at a time. The empire of free worlds was no longer just an idea. It was becoming reality,